Okay, once you have determined what the author's main point, main idea, or thesis statement, his position is, what his main points or main supporting points are, and what pieces of evidence or examples he uses to support those supporting points. Once you've done all that, then you are ready to start typing up what you're going to actually submit for this assignment. And I don't have to see any of this stuff. You're going to do this on your own. You can mark up your book, use highlighters, write in the margins, do whatever you need. It's your book. You bought it. You're not getting 5 cents back for it, so you might as well make good use of it. But once you've done all that, you can type up your submission, and you can either type directly into that type submission window in the Blackboard assignment, or you can do what I'm doing here and type it up in Word first so that you can spell check it and edit it more easily and all that. And then once you're done, you can highlight it and cut and paste or copy and paste it directly into the right submission box. So I have here what I think is the author's thesis. I've already gone ahead and written it. And notice that I attach an attributive tag to the beginning of it. I don't just start here, because this would sound like the thesis was coming from me, like it was my idea, when in fact I'm summarizing or paraphrasing, per the assignment instructions, what the author said. So that's why I need to add an attributive tag to the beginning of that to show who it is that thinks this or that is arguing this. So I've got my thesis up there, and it's a paraphrase, haven't quoted anything. Then I go on and I've got my next thing, which is the first supporting point for his argument to support that thesis. So here's my first supporting point, and I've written this as a paraphrase, no quoted material from the article, but I've also designed it as a topic sentence introducing it as a supporting point with an attributive tag that of course references the author. Again, the author says so on and so forth, and this is his first main point in the body of the paper. Then I go on and I've got evidence points that I have selected that the author uses to support this point here. And I've done this first one as a paraphrase, like the instructions of the assignment told me to do. And then I've done this second one as a paraphrase, but it also includes a partial quote because I want to see how well you're able to practice with these partial quotes. So I'm having you do that as well. So we've got evidence point 1, evidence point 2, and you know, you only have to have 2 for this assignment, but when you write your paper, when you take all this preliminary pre-writing stuff that you're doing and actually start turning it into a paper, for a lot of these supporting points, you're going to be required to get back into that article and find more evidence points, more examples than just those 2 that you've done for this assignment. Because otherwise, if you don't have enough supporting evidence points in each of your sections, then your paper is going to be about, you know, half a page long, and that's not going to do you any favors. So for the purposes of this assignment, though, you're only required to find 2 specific evidence points or examples that the author uses to help prove each one of the supporting points. So we've got these here, and again, notice attributive tags all the way through this. The author tells us, Surowiecki notes, Surowiecki explains, all of that's so important. In every one of these sentences that you write, you want to be sure you have an attributive tag that makes it clear that you're telling us what the author said or what the author thinks, not what you said or what you think. So we go on down. We have our next supporting point number 2, again, paraphrased and written like a topic sentence. The author explains that voters buy into such hogwash for several different reasons. And then we've got, again, 2 evidence points. The first one is just pure paraphrase of what he said in the article. The second one is mostly paraphrase, but it does contain a partial quote here that I've worked into that first sentence. So I would keep repeating this whole process, explaining supporting points and then providing evidence points for each of those supporting points for however many supporting points I have. If my article has 4 different supporting points, then I'm going to have 4 sections like this. If my article only has 2 supporting points, then I'm only going to have, you know, this is all I'm going to be writing. So you have to decide based on the article that you've chosen to write about one of those two assigned articles, either the Thomas Friedman one or the Jennifer Allen article, you have to decide once you've read those articles and once you've gone through and marked them up the way I have this one, you'll come up with however many supporting points you need to have for that particular article. They'll all, every article's different. So this is what you're going to do to get to this point. Do this as many times as you need to for each supporting point that you have, and then you're going to highlight all of this, and you can just copy it or cut and paste it over into Blackboard, and you will have submitted your assignment.